Purposely. Your life, God's purpose. Listen at purposely.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gospel Tech Podcast. My name is Nathan Sutherland, and this podcast is dedicated to helping families love God and use tech. Today, we are talking about making a high-quality tech diet. We're talking about this because I saw some correlation in thinking about my own life as we think through teaching our children healthy eating, building healthy food habits, and our healthy diet of technology. In my personal life, this has been especially important for me, both on the tech side and on the food side as I've gotten older. And my parents listening to this know what I'm talking about. Our bodies change. They adapt to the way we eat food, sometimes not in the best ways, because sometimes we didn't have the best habits. And my goal in doing this is to bring us, yes, some peace as we talk about food, but also some peace as we talk about technology, because there are poor ways to handle our eating. And I think in American culture especially, and especially if you go anywhere near social media and food is a horrific firestorm of a relationship because algorithms want attention. They want engagement. So they'll give you whatever they think you will click on or watch. And if you go to social media for eating advice or body image issues or anything in the word diet realm or fitness realm, you're going to find people and content, sometimes generated by humans and sometimes generated by AI and computers, that tell you things like, well, just lessen the number of calories, or do these incredible workouts, but underfuel them, or whatever it might be, because there's simple math problems, right? If your body's putting on fat, it means it has excess energy, and therefore you just need to simply constrict the amount of energy that goes into your body. This is important because it's not true. There is such a thing as a basal rate of consumption. So your body's metabolic rate might be different than my body's metabolic rate. Maybe because we're at different ages, maybe because we're different genders, maybe just because we're different. And that's important because I could do my best to count calories every single day, and I could still technically put on weight. This is why some people would say, well, you need to put on muscle. And that could be true. There's absolutely encouragement for exercise. But let's think about what we're talking about when we talk about technology and fitness. The fitness arguments on the internet don't take into context our situation. They don't take into context our age. They don't take into context whether our goals are reasonable. I have known people that I love very much who have said, I want to lose 20 pounds. And losing 20 pounds would destroy them. That would be a horrible life choice. Yes, the desire is real. And if you just told the internet that you wanted to lose 20 pounds, it wouldn't care. It would help you lose 20 pounds. Is it possible to lose it for this person? Yeah, it would be. Would it be a good idea? No. What do I mean by that? I mean, it would mess with their longevity, their ability to be present, and their ability to be healthful in the body God's given them. In light of those three, that would be a bad choice to lose 20 pounds. I said we're tying technology with diet and specifically with fitness and making healthy food choices, because what I don't want to do is scare people and simply say, get rid of this technology. Fasting is the best option, because that's not always the case. Sometimes technology is a boon and a blessing. The book From the Garden to the City does a great job of bringing this idea to bear, where the author, whose name is slipping me right now, I apologize. It's a lovely book, but that God gives us this example of using technology well, even to rebut some of the felt penalty of the fall. And the first example is he upgrades the clothes of Adam and Eve. So Adam and Eve put on leaves because they're like, we're fallen and broken. We can't be naked before God. Let's cover ourselves instead of running to our Heavenly Father, who we know loves us. Said in shame, we're going to hide ourselves and cover ourselves with leaves that are going to last a day or three. And God goes, no. You sinned. Here's the curse. Curse Adam, curse Eve, curse the snake. Kicked out of the garden, and here's clothes 2.0 out of animals. First sacrifice is now offered, blood for your sin, and I love you. I'm going to send one who will crush the head of the snake. Here's some clothes that are going to make the fall easier. It's hard work now. Birth is hard work now. Life is hard work now. It isn't perfect and beautiful, and it's not It's not just work, which there will be in heaven. It's toil, the stuff that kills you, the stuff that breaks down your body. But these clothes will help a little. We have some technology that helps a little. You have a little better life. And some of it is amazing. Refrigeration, running water, sewer systems, right? Like these are incredible inventions that I'm glad we have. And sometimes it's social media that goes, you want to lose 20 pounds? Awesome. Here you go. How do we address it then? We must make sure that we have high quality input. We must have an awareness on the stuff that causes crashes, and we must have a plan. Some plan is better than no plan. And by that, I mean these three things. When we talk about eating, and when we talk about raising kids to think about food, let's talk about healthful choices. All food is food if it really is food. Like if it can fuel your body, it's food. You're breaking it down. And the reason I want to note that is I love long distance cycling, and you can eat all the food we consider bad food on a bike for the most part, as long as it's low protein. You wouldn't want to eat like a hot dog or something. But if you're eating like Oreos or chocolate chip cookies or whatever, like carbs, good. Like you just want those in your body, and your body can break them down as long as they're, again, low fat, low protein. You're going to break them down great. Medium fat, you can break those down too. At some point, you will reach a maximum amount of fat consumed, and you'll find your limit. Your body lets you know. So I do like the idea of avoiding the term junk food, because at the end of the day, this is food, but what are we trying to fuel? And the Cycling Podcast Trainer Road does a great job of reminding people, like, let's fuel the work. Like, fuel the work you want to do. So for people like me, I said my body was changed as I got older. I used to be that 1,000-degree oven, throw anything in it, and it burns it right off. And I just need fuel all the time. I'm seeing this in an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old right now as they hit these growth spurts, and they'll just consume everything in front of them. And sometimes 3 of everything. You're like, I didn't know the human body could eat that much. And also, where's it going on your frame? Like, I understand the general idea of a stomach, and none of what you just put in your body matches that. It's like watching a hobbit eat. So they're consuming vast amounts of food, and we want to fuel the work. So I'm like, hey, why don't we eat these things that are going to stick with you and give you nutrients that your body is craving to put on more muscle and bone and even fat, because this is what your body needs. At the very beginning, I mentioned we think of, we'll just eat less calories because you have more fat. Well, that doesn't take into the basal metabolic rate. It doesn't take into the fact that my body might be under stress, and things like cortisol cause my body to pack on fat because it's going into a stress reaction. And so stress can cause hunger, but that food could be not processed like a body that's in a healthier metabolic state. It could be from a lack of sleep. That can affect our eating a lot. So it's not just the number of calories, it's how much sleep we're getting. It could be the type and amount of exercise we're doing. So bodies that exercise a lot keep a high burn rate for longer. You go do a hard workout for 30 minutes, your body continues to burn at a high level after that for more than just those 30 minutes. So we have, and then there's things like thyroids and things that can go wrong with our bodies that cause our body to either have a different metabolism than we expected, or to stack on fat stores, because fat is good. Fat is how your body survives. Fat is one of the things your body needs. It doesn't actually need things like carbs to survive. It does need protein, and it does need fat in order to be able to move forward just day to day. So if you've never seen the show Alone, that's a good example. These survivors who, like, their bodies start shutting down because they don't have fat. Even if they're taking in calories, their body doesn't have anything to do with it because they actually need fat to catalyze the process. So fascinating. Anyway, I bring that up. I wanted to turn back to what did I mean at the very beginning about our caloric intake and how that could change, and bring that round to when we talk about food. We're talking about fueling our work. All right, so what kind of work do I want to do? I want to be growing. Great, let's feed you food that's going to help with that, because there's some food that, while it's calorically dense, it won't help you grow because it burns off like gasoline. It does not stick. This would be an example of candy. If my kids just eat chocolate chip cookies because they sound really good, they're not going to get the nutrients they need to make use of those seasons of growth. So when they're eating 3 of everything, I want those 3 of everything to involve nutrients that will help their bodies become everything God's made them to be. And they're designed different, right? Look at my 3 children, and their bodies are made different. But God is growing them, and if we give them healthy food, their bodies will continue to develop into everything God's designed them to be, barring a fallen, broken world stepping in or massive cataclysmic personal mistakes, right? Like, these are our options, but we do the best with the things we've been given. And so we're picking high quality inputs and awareness of the stuff that causes negative outcomes, specifically like sugar crashes or bad attitudes or bad outcomes. Or we have a young person, when this individual eats too many sweets, this individual compulsively will get sick with very little warning. Sometimes middle of the night, sometimes middle of the day, sometimes in a pool on vacation. But like sickness will come. On the flip side, we have a different person with a absolute love of fruits. And we'll eat fruit, and fruits are good. Look at any food chart and you will see fruit is good. And people are like, worry about the natural sugars. And I agree with Nate Bargatze on this one. If you're not familiar with the comedian, please look him up. Nate Bargatze's like, yeah, show me a friend who's overweight because he eats too much fruit. Like that's like, your body can handle a lot of fruit, but what your body can't handle is a lot of fiber. And we have a person that cannot restrain him or herself from fruit consumption. And we have similar situations to the young person who cannot handle the sugar consumption on the sweets side. So one of them, it's a good food, it's nutritive, but nutritional. I think I just said nutritive as in like non-nutritive food varnish. Come on, tell me that movie. But I would say we have nutritional food, we have a sweet food, and both of them can be problematic if they're done in unhealthy ways. So we're watching for those crashes. So one child, we have a fruit limit. We're like, you can only eat so many tomatoes today. And then another child, like, hey, you simply can't eat this kind of dessert. This will wreck you and everyone around you. Let's move over to this kind of dessert. So we're making healthful choices, not because that food is bad, but because it's not lining up with our food goals. And third and finally, we're going to have a plan. This isn't our long-term forever plan. I'm probably not going to be following my children around for their entire lives going, that kind of dessert's going to make you sick. Stay off it, right? Will they hear their father in college saying these words? Probably. When they visit a fruit stand in their 20s and go, I want to eat them all. Will they hear mom and dad going, hey, think about middle of the night, you. Is this what you want for yourself? But I won't physically be there. My job instead is to help them find the limits, make sure nothing else is wrong. Like these things can be caused by other issues outside of the fruit and the dessert. So we want to make sure there's no, major medical issue looming on this. And we want to help them see, here's your limits. Here's what this does to you because you are unique and gifted by God. And if it is stealing from your health, then we don't want it. Even if it's a good thing like fruit, even if it's a wonderful thing like dessert, we don't want that for you if it's going to hurt you. Having a plan is better than no plan. So right now we're at a very rudimentary, like, hey, we're going to eat this and not that. In my life, personally, my relationship with food has been awesome for as long as I can remember until mid-30s. And then my body started doing weird things. It's also when I quit teaching. It also is when COVID hit. It's also when we started the nonprofit. And I started having these weird stress reactions where I would find that I could feel better if I just ate a little food. And then my body would start giving me hunger triggers. Like hunger triggers, meaning my body would signal you are just famished. Like you have jittery hands, your stomach feels empty, you have low energy, you're hungry. And my brain would be like, yeah, but you ate like 90 minutes ago. There's physically no way you've consumed all that food, made use of it, and need more fuel to continue working. So it became readily apparent that my brain was craving specific types of food, generally high sugar. Things like chocolate chip cookies were my go-to. And I could literally eat and feel better as an immediate response to eating, but it only lasted for a little amount of time. So then you just have to eat a little more. And I was powering through like multiple cookies by lunch because I was stress eating while I was stress writing, while I was stressed out about my work. This is cortisol at work, for those of you who are curious. And don't worry, cortisol raises, you get these weird hunger urges, and then your body makes less use of the calories you consume. So that's a tricky relationship. Now, does that mean I never eat a chocolate chip cookie? No, but I do know that my body is a liar. And I cannot trust how I feel. Most people be like, just eat till you're full. That doesn't happen to me, and specifically in social situations. And I tell you this so that, one, if you're in the situation, you can hear it, but two, so you can hear the tech connection, because I have this compulsive behavior with food. It's very similar to my compulsive behavior with video games, because I would eat a chocolate chip cookie to deal with my stress to feel good. I would also play video games for those reasons. I feel stressed, boom, chocolate chip cookie it is. I want to have a good time with friends, boom, chocolate chip cookie it is, right? Like I want to feel I'm stressed, boom, video game it is. I want to have fun with friends, boom, video game it is. Like it's the answer for all of my problems, and it becomes a compulsion for how I then deal with the stress that's caused by my problems and the fact that I'm not dealing with my problems. I'm feeling stressed about life, so I eat food, and then I deal with my stress about my food by eating more food. And my body is actually lying to me about what it wants, saying, yeah, you should eat more of that. I think we need it. While I'm watching my body quickly become less good at all the things it's supposed to be good at, like moving and exercising and playing with my kids and, getting off the ground or putting on my socks. So I have this body that now lies to me. What do? You get a plan, any plan. And I started with a couple like calorie counting and very quickly realized not only is this not helping, I can't tell what kind of weight I'm losing. I'm not getting any stronger or more energy. I'm not sleeping any better. I'm losing some weight-ish, but it's coming at a high emotional cost and it's making me less fun to be around. So in talking with very smart people that are around me and care about me, who know these things and have, backgrounds in science and human medicines, I realized I wasn't getting enough. For me, it's protein. I was eating like 40 grams of protein a day, like total, as a 190-ish pound man. Like that's not probably where you want to be if you want to feel full. I was eating a lot of smoothies, so I wasn't chewing. Chewing tells your brain that you're getting full. And the satiety is tied with the act of chewing. So I was in my smoothie was way too many calories. Like I was doing the wrong things. I was eating all the carbs and thinking that I could stay healthy as soon as about a month ago now. 5 weeks maybe, started adding more protein to the tune of 100 grams in a day. So not the most anyone's ever taken in, but intentional. Like that takes work. I have to take in protein with breakfast now. I can't just skip it. Like I need to reach 100, I have to eat, and I have to eat consistent, and I don't count the calories. I'm aware of what I'm doing, but I found I don't have those sharp crashes, and I can power through. I have a go-to snack at 10-ish, 10:30 when my body starts lying to me about cookies. I give it something else, maybe a handful of pistachios, maybe some kind of, I end up going not whey. I go all like plant-based. And that's more details than you needed. But the reason I tell you that is like, again, I'm making a plan and then I'm adapting it. When my body rejects the whole milk things that 20-year-olds can eat, I can't eat that anymore. So I'm on these plant-based ones. But they're good. Like, no, they're not good. They taste awful. They are good as an outcome. They fuel the work. Now let's talk about technology in light of this. So I shared with you my own journey with my kids where I'm watching their diet. And rather than trying to constrict their calories or, shame them about the food they're eating, going, hey, like, how are these outcomes? Like, these aren't outcomes I want for you. Are you happy with this? And then on my own life, looking at, wow, I use cookies for the same thing I use video games. That's interesting. Like I need to trust in the Lord for my satisfaction, not my cookies. Does it work? Yeah, a little. Just like video games work, a little, except for all these side outcomes. And I'm not being as faithful as I could with my time when I had video games, and I wasn't being as faithful with my body and my my diet and not diet in terms of restriction, diet in terms of consumption, like the food that I eat as part of my diet. What else could I say? As part of my fueling process. There we go. We'll use that word. With my fueling, I believe there is such a thing as faithful fueling. And some of us are under fueling, some of us are over fueling, and some of us are just misfueling. We're fueling the wrong work. We're fueling our bodies to party hard like a European bike racer with all the cars. And we're not doing the work of a European bike racer. So we're not getting the results of a European bike racer. If you have never seen a European bike racer, go ahead and look up the Tour de France, see what these people look like. There's a ladies and a men's. The femmes is growing. Come on, ladies. Here's what we're saying. High quality input and awareness of what causes the crash. And any plan is better than no plan. Let's tie that in with technology here to put a bow on it. What I mean is we don't need to be obsessive. Okay. We don't have to simply go, no tech at all, and I'm going to watch every single thing that you do. We need to pick good, healthy tech. Let's make sure that we have high quality inputs, tech that's safe. So it's not going to harm our kids based on its design or what it's giving our children access to. It is safe. So tool tech would be an example of the safest level of technology. Tech that helps you create, not consume, which would be drool tech. It's safe. So it's going to be tool tech. It's not going to have a web browser. It's not going to have an app store. And there's some kind of accountability baked into it. So in the phone side, this would be like a Gab phone or a Bark phone. Safe, inherently safe devices that can be scaled into a smartphone. So it's going to be safe. Our children are going to be ready, meaning they're showing faithfulness in little things, and we can then extend them faithfulness in these other things. And that faithfulness to start in the house. How are they doing with their chores? How are they doing with their siblings? How are they doing with their attitude? How are they doing with taking feedback from loving parents so that they can change and adapt. Because if your child can't follow instructions, can't say sorry when corrected, can't I just follow through on their end of a relationship and be open and responsive, then don't put them on the internet, because it's only going to get worse and harder, and it's going to become a policeman type relationship where you become the thin parent line between the bad stuff and the internet, and that makes you an adversary to this child. Whether or not it's true, that's how the child will receive it. So just don't let them go there if they're not faithful and little, and use that as your talking point. Be like, I would love to give you the internet, and it's not safe for you. You're not ready for it. I need to see that you can have a healthy reset, for example, that your relationships, emotions, your sleep, enjoyment, and time, the reset, your relationship with your family and in real life needs to be healthy before I give you this technology. So the tech needs to be safe. They need to be ready. The outcome needs to be good. It needs to produce good fruit. It needs to make you look more like Jesus. And this is absolutely possible. Your child can be a better friend because they have this app or that device. There is absolutely also downsides to these things. It'd be like eating dessert or too much fruit. Like, we need to make sure that we're using the right tech well in the right season. So we don't have to be obsessive, because good rules won't make good kids, but we do need to make sure that we're choosing tech that's safe, that are ready for, and that the fruit is good. At which point I would return to any plan is better than no plan. Have a family technology plan. Pick where you're going to use it, pick when you're going to use it, pick which tech is going to work in this season, and simply have that conversation. Maybe it's you unilaterally making it. Awesome. You have a plan now. It starts today. Walk forward with it. Can you change that plan? Yeah, please do. Change it both because of your child's feedback of, hey, like, I get it, or I don't get it at all. I think I've earned this. Talk that out with them. Say, you know what? You're right. Your grades are awesome. Your relationships are incredible. Your spiritual life with the Lord is growing, and you're intentional with that. And you're not perfect, and neither am I. Perfection is not the standard for technology use. Instead, it's going to be tech that is helpful, right? That is safe enough for use, that you're ready for, and that the product is good. So, all right, you're right. You should be able to play this game or watch this show or listen to this music. Will you be able to say to your child, we're just not doing video games? We're not going to do them. Yeah, you can say that. And you can be a loving parent. Can you say we're just not going to do smartphones? Sure, you can. I would caution, and this is to a very small group of parents out there, because for 99% of parents, yep, just say no, walk away, be like, that's what we're going to do in this house because we love you. Here's all the other adventures we're going to have. There is a sliver of kids. These are the ones that people point to, go, oh, but that child went off and then had this huge rebellious explosion in personality and choice. We're seeing that happen when the child is asking for the opportunity that they've shown faithfulness in, and they've met your expectations, and it's fear holding you back from letting them experience digital independence. Your child is in fact ready. They're in a safe spot with you to practice this. You want to find a way to say yes. So I would just extend that, because there will be times your child asks for something that you would say no for and you would never bring up or offer, but they've asked. And you look at the safe and the ready, and you go, oof, man, like, good is hard because I won't know till I give it to you. And again, this is talking tech that isn't blatantly vile on its face. So don't just like give them unfettered internet, but give them a version of what they're asking for. I totally understand if you say no to TikTok, but how about this other thing that we're going to give you? And if I say TikTok because it's one of the most aggressive and one of the most manipulative algorithms that there is. I'm okay if you say no to Roblox, but yes to even Minecraft, which is another game that's highly compulsive for children to play, or can cause highly compulsive behaviors. Roblox is very difficult to keep safe for children. So you could say yes by giving them a local run version, meaning your computer only, no internet, for Minecraft, for example. But whatever it is, have a plan, talk it out, adapt the plan to fit your family. And I hope that this conversation helped us connect how food can be like video games. And I hope you understand where I'm going with this, that we need healthy relationships with food, because we eat food and it's a gift from God, and we'll eat food at a big feast with the Lord, celebrating his victory over sin, Satan, and death. And I look forward to that Revelation 21 day. And we need healthy relationships now, to understand that food isn't what's bringing us satisfaction, but it's an important part of fueling the bodies God's given us. So let's fuel them well, not under or over. Let's fuel the work we want to do. Let's make sure that we have high quality inputs and awareness of what causes crashes, and a plan for eating well, and let's apply the same thing to our technology. Let's make sure we have an idea of high quality inputs are safe, ready, and good. Let's make sure that we have an awareness of what causes crashes. And I didn't mention it, but Matthew 5, 28 through 30 would be a great idea of like, this causes crashes. This causes emotional, relational, moral crashes. So we're going to cut it off and gouge it out. Like, this actually is causing sin. That tech just became optional. And then finally, let's have a plan, any plan. Make one unilaterally, make one with your family, but start the conversation and then keep the conversation going. Because having the plan is not what's going to give you good kids. Having the relationship is going to be what allows your children to see Jesus in you and then meet Jesus themselves through his scripture, through his Holy Spirit, and by his grace. So my prayer for you is that you will go talk about tech today. Let's make sure that we have high quality inputs, an idea of what's causing crashes, and have a plan with our family. I pray that this is an encouragement to equip you to do the good work and to get those parenting wins around tech so you can love your children well. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Nathan@gospeltech.net, or you can find me at Love God Use Tech on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can join us next week as we continue this conversation about how we can love God and use tech.